I'm a Man U fan, he's an Arsenal fan, so like that's a rivalry going on. How did you get into working with AFTV?
This is like a dream come true. Like this is amazing. Like AFTV, I've watched them for years.
What's the biggest footballer that you've ever like come in touch with? Maybe you spoke to Ronaldo's sister or something.
Okay, that's such a good question.
Of the Mbappe being confirmed he's gonna go to Real Madrid when his contract ends. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's actually gonna happen?
I think from a journalism point of view,
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Jerry exclusive podcast. Sitting with me today is one of my university friends, but even more, he's a creator, he's a down-to-earth guy, he's a brilliant guy, and he also works with AFTV, which we're going to talk about more because obviously I'm a Man U fan, he's an Arsenal fan, so like that's a rivalry going on. But help me welcome Ollie onto the podcast today, everyone. Ollie, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad, yeah, all good. How you been?
I've been good, man, I've been good. I mean, that lecture we just had was really stressful, to be honest, I can't lie. So apart from that, the day has been pretty good so far. But like, I wanted to ask you, I wanted to start off the bat. I usually have like a never have I ever. Like, have you heard of the never have I ever? Yeah, I usually have that. Yeah. But I want to start off the bat and I want to ask you, like, how did you get into working with AFTV?
Okay, yeah, sure, let's do it. So it's quite an interesting story actually. So I would say about January last year, I started like an Arsenal theme page called Arsenal Informer. So I started it on Twitter, on Instagram. So I managed to get like about like 10,000 followers on Instagram and about a similar amount on Twitter. And then the next sort of like progression in that sort of area was to start a website. So I started arsenalinformer.co.uk, which is like a website where I focused on like doing like journalism about Arsenal and like a few other similar creators that would come on there and write a few articles. A great guy called Egal, who's like a similar sort of like creator in the sort of like Arsenal like sphere, and like really great guy. So he would come on there and write for me. And then I sort of started getting into the world of sort of like exclusives, like football journalism. I'd say sort of the main sort of inspiration or like sort of close friend in that area is a guy called Lorenzo. So he's Italian. It's a really interesting contact. I'm not sure actually how I came to meet him, but anyway, we got in touch. We started speaking about how we got sort of managed to get exclusives and get in touch with people. So then from there, I started my own like football journalism account, and I started posting like a few sort of exclusives, like a few interviews that I did with like ex-football players and Arsenal players as well, and then from there, whilst I started the Arsenal Informer theme page, there was another theme page owner called Arsenal Buzz. The name of the guy who owns that is called Dale. He's an absolutely amazing guy. He's a top guy. He's from Canada, and he got approached by AFTV to run their website. I think as far as it was going, the website wasn't doing like too great. Like it wasn't doing where AFTV wanted it to go. So they approached Dale, and then Dale started really getting involved with the website. And because of that, because me and Dal were good friends, we sort of done the same sort of theme page thing. He done Arsenal Buzz, I done Arsenal Informer. He asked if I wanted to start writing and being involved with AFTV. So I was like, oh my days, this is like a dream come true. Like, this is amazing. Like, AFTV, I've watched them for years. Like, everyone on there was just hilarious. Obviously you got Don Robbie, you got just all the classics. Like I love like Troops, obviously just like hilarious, like when he goes on his rants. Claude as well, rest in peace to him. Like he was a great guy when he was on there as well. Some really great meme moments and funny moments. You got Ty also, who's quite funny, quite a bit delusional, as some Arsenal fans may think. But yeah, that's where it sort of started, and then from there I sort of like gained like traction on Twitter through like different things. So for a while I was known for like releasing early team news for ahead of football matches. So
like a sneak peek kind of thing.
Yeah, so like I would be informed of what the lineup would be before it was released officially. And then on my Twitter, I would release some of the early lineups.
Yeah,
I think that was the main way I grew quite big quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't only Arsenal fans that would follow me, it was like Man U fans, Chelsea fans, like most Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
I think that was the main thing that, so that's the main background into my sort of journey, trying to summarise it quite quickly. It was still quite a long summary, but that's the general, it's a crazy story, like incredibly lucky, like things just fell into the right place, like Lorenzo, Dale, Ego, like these like key people along the way that sort of made my journey what it was in that sort of area. Like shout out to them because they're amazing guys. Like
I mean, it is very big, but I would disagree. I wouldn't say it's lucky because, like, you started off on yourself, obviously, and then you branched in. Maybe you met some people, which was a bit of luck and stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, because you started from yourself, I feel like that's a big step to take. Because like starting, you know, just by yourself, it might seem overwhelming, but then to keep going all the way and like to the point where you are now, you're getting like sneak peeks of the lineups and stuff like that. That's really good. That's insane. But yeah, I wanted to get that. I wanted to, you know, get that and just let the people know. Just like AFTV, because I feel like that's a big point. Like so many people in other sports as well, but football is just one of those sports where it's like there's so much emotion. People want to know about everything. Like I said, the lineups and all that stuff like that. But we are going to touch up a little bit more on AFTV. But right now, I want to delve into the never have I ever questions.
Let's do it.
Before we do that, we're going to take a quick little break and we're going to be right back. Come on, let me close. Don't be shy. If you guys want to win up to £200 worth of Amazon gift cards, then you need to listen to this quickly. I just need you to do 2 steps. Click that link, check out the free preview copy of my unreleased book, read the copy, and then go back to the website, then leave some feedback on how you thought the book was. That's all you have to do, guys. It's going to take you no more than 2 minutes. So don't tell anyone, because like I said, it's a secret. I don't want everyone winning £200 because, you know, I'm going to go broke. So just keep it on a hush. Do that for me and it's going to be great. Welcome back to the Jerry exclusive podcast after the break. Like I said before the break, we're going to delve right into the never have I ever question. So, Ollie, I got a couple of questions for you. Nothing too deep, you know, nothing too bad, just never have I ever. If you have, obviously say you have. If you haven't, then say I have never. So, first question. Never have I ever been bald.
Been what?
Bald, like shaving it all off.
Oh, bald. Sorry. Okay, so some of my friends may say I'm going bald, but I haven't been bald yet. So
really, you're going bald?
Some of the lads might know, receding hairline.
Damn. You know what? I think I am going bald, you know. Like, I actually need you to tell me, because, like, I spoke to one of my friends.
It's a stress and like, man, isn't it? Everyone.
That's what people say, stress. Like, I don't know if it's the same with you. Do you have, like, little, like, it starts going on in the corners? Let me show you. You need to tell me, because I need a second opinion. Just in case. Is it receding?
It's fresh.
Is it? Like,
no,
there's no like
fresh.
receding areas and stuff like that?
No, it's cool.
Alright.
It's cool, man.
Alright, cool.
It's good.
Alright, let me just chuck that away. Anyways, I have been bald actually.
Have you?
Yeah, several times.
That's it.
A lot of times in my childhood. I don't know why my dad just had this like obsession with keeping my head clean. He was like, it needs to be clean and shiny. I was like, okay.
I rate that.
Yeah.
But
I don't like being bald anymore. Anyways, never have I ever cried from watching a movie.
Oh yeah. I think if you haven't, you're like emotional.
Yeah. What movie did you cry on? I feel like I can guess. Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic probably. Yeah. Oh, there's loads. We're not like.
There's another one.
Oh,
like what?
Oh, I can't even think off the top of my head, but there definitely has been moments where I've welled up. I can't even think. Jesus. It's hard when you get put on the spot like that, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say real men cry.
Yeah, for sure, man. I feel like it's with everyone as well. I've watched Titanic like 5 times. The first 2 or 3 times I didn't cry, but the 4th time, the 5th time, like it's always at the ending bit when she's like Jack, I'll never let go. I'll never let go, Jack. And her voice is so weak. She's like, Jack, I'll never get. Bro, that gets me.
Yeah, I think as well, like, things like where there's lots of, like, life or death situations, like war films, like Saving Private Ryan, things like that can, like, relate to, like, the pain that they feel, and that makes you sad.
Yeah.
I think like that, I guess.
Definitely. That's a yes right there. All right. Number 3. Never have I ever owned a signed jersey from a professional footballer.
Yeah, that was Martinelli.
Oh man, that is so cold.
Yeah.
When was it this year?
I got it last season, and the reason why I got it last season is because as economics students, thinking with my economics head on, I was thinking, if I buy a signed Arsenal shirt and we win the league, it might be worth a bit more. But obviously, we didn't win the league, so but it's still cool. Like, it's still a great thing to have. Like, So Martinelli signed shirt, and that's it.
Yeah, that should be like £500 on a market.
I can't remember now. I think it was like a present. It was like a Christmas present. But I spoke to my dad, and I was like, if it's a present, it's an investment. That's the way I got persuaded him to get it. He's a Arsenal fan as well, so
well, I mean, you guys are second on the table now, aren't it?
Yeah.
So like you could still win. You could sell it.
It's still on the cards. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it.
Because last season you guys bottled it. I can't lie. In like the last
jinxed it.
But hopefully Man U, we do better and we come up. But let's not talk about Man U too much. Question 4: Never have I ever attended a live football game at a stadium.
I've been to a few. Obviously, I've been to the Emirates. So probably the most interesting ground I've been to was the Den, Millwall.
Oh, okay.
One of my cousins supports Millwall. Very, very interesting. It's very, very intense.
It's like violence and.
It felt quite hostile. I mean, it was interesting. Yeah, it was quite an interesting ground. I was quite young as well.
Oh wow! It was like just everyone swearing and drinking and.
My cousins are quite a bit older than me. So when I went, they were like, "Ollie, close your ears." There's lots of swearing and words that I don't want to repeat.
I haven't actually been to like a live football game, but I want to go to one. It's just because I'm such a homebody. I'm just like, I'll just watch it on the TV.
It's not comfortable.
I definitely need to do that. But last question: Never have I ever cried after watching a football match or playing in a football match.
Injury, probably injuries.
Or from being injured?
Probably not from a loss. I'm quite good at that. Whenever I play sports, I'm quite level-headed afterwards. I sort of like, I switch off after. Probably younger after a loss on a game, probably, but not anymore. It's fair enough. Probably when I was younger, I'd get a bit upset.
Damn.
Maybe the odd tear.
Damn.
I can't remember though. But
what was the most serious injury you got that made you cry?
Probably when I fractured my ankle.
Oh man.
It was a rough one. I heard the crunch. I felt it.
Oh wow.
It was heartbreaking. It hurt a lot.
Fracture is serious. Because I've sprained my ankle, but fracture is way more serious, isn't it?
It's so weird. You can hear the crunch in your ear. It's the weirdest experience I've ever had. It was mad.
Oh man,
not fun. Not good.
That is horrible. I can't lie. The last time I cried, it was when I was watching football. I think it was when France lost to Argentina in the final. I don't know why. I just wanted Mbappe to win so much. So I was like, no. But it was just it's like a spur of the moment thing. But that was probably the last time I cried watching football. When I'm playing, there's times where I lose. It stays in my head for a month, but I don't cry. It's just giving me motivation. But anyways, that's it for the Never Have I Ever questions, guys. Before we carry on to the main segment of the podcast, make sure you guys stay here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, because we're going to go on a quick 20-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Well, is it going good so far?
Yeah, man. Yeah, good questions.
Nice.
I like the never have I ever thing. It's good to break the ice if it's someone and things like that. I like that.
Okay, let me change the angle again. Oh shit. I'll put it behind this thing. Like, you don't have to look this way.
Do you want to transform your fitness journey? I'm guessing yes. If the answer is yes, then you're in the right place. Make sure you follow this Instagram page for hundreds and hundreds of different workout videos that will take your fitness to the next level, improve your health, and it doesn't even matter what age you are or what fitness level you are. The videos are set for different challenges and different expertise levels. So this is a page for you guys. Don't miss out. Whether it's you want to accomplish a certain fitness goal, or you want to look good for summer, or you want to look good during winter, whatever it is, this fitness page can help you get there. So follow the fitness Instagram page and stay tuned for new updates and new videos. Let's go.
You can just like keep looking at me and stuff. Oh, that's gonna take the camera in there though.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. It's cool. I can just put it like... Is it cool if I put it here?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Wherever you feel is gonna look good.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Okay, welcome back after the break, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We've just done a never have I ever, and you know, I just use it as a quick little icebreaker to learn a little bit more about the guests and stuff like that. But now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes, the main stuff. You know, there's so much stuff, not just AFTV, just like a lot of stuff about like your upbringing and your life, and you know, sort of your values and things like that. I feel like we can really gain some interesting insights from you. But I just want to know off the bat, just like how is semester 2 going for you? Like just in general, like the intensity and the scheduling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's going quite well. I'm definitely enjoying the finance module. I think that's definitely my favourite. Yeah, I think it's going quite well. I think I prefer the modules this semester to last semester personally. Yeah, I think lectures are great. Content's good. Some of them are difficult, but you know, that's part of it. It's not going to be easy. So
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like you said, I'll agree with you in the fact that I prefer the lectures this semester than last semester because it's more applicable. But again, they're much harder this semester. I can't lie. It's just like you just sit into a class, you sit through a lecture like that one we sat through, and just like, oh man, I can't even understand anything. And like it's humbled me so much ever since coming to uni. I've always been like, obviously not to be arrogant or anything, but I've always been like pretty smart in every class I've been in. But ever since coming to uni, humbled me so much, man. I don't feel smart anymore at all. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just who I am, man. I'm just gonna take the L and just move on. But yeah, the courses that we've done have been pretty chill, you know, in terms of like how applicable they are to actually going out and getting a job. But
I think I'll say as well that everyone I've met so far at uni has been like amazing.
Oh yeah,
like, I don't think I've met one person that's been like horrible. Like everyone's got something interesting to talk about. Yeah, everyone's like super nice, like down to earth, which I think is so great. Yeah, it's such a great environment, I can't lie. Yeah, like everyone's so sound, which is amazing. Yeah. But how's been like your social life, like, and stuff like that? Do you like do a lot of partying and stuff like that? It's difficult because obviously a lot of my friends that you obviously go to school with, like some of them are doing like apprenticeships, some of them are away at uni. So yeah, I try and meet up with like my friends from school. Obviously we're in London, so like a central place to meet up for everyone is like Liverpool Street, like around there, like Broadgate Circle. So we try and meet up maybe like every 2 weeks maybe in that area,
Yeah.
because the guys that are doing apprenticeships, obviously it's quite intense.
Yeah.
Then don't get a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try and meet up with them. I think a lot of my mates at uni, they commute quite a lot.
Yeah.
So we don't go out as much. Obviously, we enjoy our time when we're here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I'm more sort of like a chilled out person. Like I wouldn't go to like raves that much or anything like that.
Yeah.
I used to when I was younger, obviously at the local areas, like the local bars or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the lowdown.
Yeah, that's good to know, man. Like,
What about you?
I'm pretty similar, to be honest. Like every now and then I love a good party and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I need to recharge after it. I can't do it back to back. I don't understand how people that go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're out from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. Like, nah, I need like 2 weeks to recharge. But
100%.
yeah, I would say I'm pretty much the same. I also want to know, like, what's your Arsenal origin story? Like, how did you start supporting them?
It was from my granddad. So he's from like the area. Like I think he's from Holland, like around that sort of area, and his local team was Arsenal.
Yeah.
So my granddad supported Arsenal, and then obviously being from around sort of East London area,
Yeah.
a lot of friends and family support West Ham,
Yeah.
and obviously the occasional one supported Millwall. So I remember one family friend buying me a West Ham shirt and one family friend buying me an Arsenal shirt, and then I chose the Arsenal shirt.
Okay.
And obviously my dad as well, he supports Arsenal, so we go to like the games. Can we pop up a photo?
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
pop a photo.
Let's do that.
wherever. There'll be a photo somewhere of me and my dad.
Okay,
when I was
okay.
like 3 or 4.
Oh, you talking about on your phone right now? Or like,
no,
on the screen? Okay, yeah.
I'll send you the photo.
Yeah, of course, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Pop it up.
Yeah.
That's. I got like a few of the photos, but that's one of them. Me and my dad.
Yeah,
Outside the armory. I think that the photo that I'll send you will be like, I think it's probably the first game I went to. I was maybe like 4 or 5.
That's nice, man. That's so wholesome.
You support Man U, right? So
yeah, I mean,
what's the pool? Ronaldo, Cristiano? It's a lot of heritage.
You know what the thing is? I don't even remember. I've just always supported Man U since since I had consciousness. Like,
it's weird, isn't it? It's so weird how you just end up supporting a team.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really influenced. Maybe I just saw their red color. I was like, oh, I really like that red. And ever since, I just started supporting them. But also, like, obviously, touching up a little bit on your role on AFTV, you do a lot of like sneak peeks or exclusives and stuff like that. And obviously, you said you do get like you have like a plug almost that gives you like the lineup and stuff like that. But also on top of that, is there any sort of research that you do to obviously get to know more information about like transfers and things like that?
So I'd say for anyone that's looking to go into like football journalism or anything to do with football, it's just being really good at communicating and networking and coming across really respectful and likable.
Yeah.
So I think the number one platform that I use is like LinkedIn and WhatsApp. So I'm trying to get in touch with like football agents, people close to certain football players, occasionally people like around football clubs that maybe work there or have worked there. And just reaching out and just like being really honest and like respectful and saying like, can we have a good working relationship? Like maybe there's something you could share with me in the future.
Yeah.
If not, it's just great to be connected. I would say like, it's just show your personality, because that's a lot of the time that's like the number one question I get asked in like my DMs. Like a lot of people will be like, I'm looking to go into like football journalism. Is there like any advice? And like every time I reply to the DMs, it's exactly the same. Like networking, LinkedIn, just keep being you and just be consistent. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Like no matter what happens, literally like for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I had like barely any followers, but I kept posting and I kept like being consistent, trying to reach out to people, trying to be in touch over WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Like as bad as it sounds, like following the followers of famous footballers and trying to get in touch with their mates and saying, yo, can I get in touch with X player or like how they're doing and things like that. And then over time, you just build up a bank in your contacts of like really cool people and like people that are close to certain people.
Yeah.
That, say for example, a story comes out in the press, you're like, yo, what's going on here? Is this true? Or can you elaborate on this?
Yeah.
And of course, if they say, no, I'm really sorry, like, Ollie, I can't say anything more, like, you got to be respectful. Go, yeah, cool, like thanks for your time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's just like, just being really respectful,
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. That is so true. Like, I respect that mindset of just like, you know, starting and just keeping it going. You know, like you said, for the first 6 months, you barely had any followers, but you just kept going, and like you went into the followers of the followers of the followers of footballers and things like that. I feel like that's such like a hustle, like such a grind, like just to really get to where you want to get to. So I feel like that's really inspirational, to be honest. I want to touch a little bit on like, because obviously I went through your Twitter. I don't have Twitter, but like you can still go through Twitter even if you don't have it. And like I saw last year in like September the 21st or something, you had a post where you confirmed that I think it was Arsenal was interested in Ivan Toney from Brentford.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what happened with that. Did you get like more news about that? And
yeah. So the Ivan Toney stuff, there's like a few other like exclusives and things like that. I think the main one that I think put me on the map was Kai Havertz to Arsenal.
Yeah.
There was like this contact that I had that was just absolutely spot on. Like he sent me a message before anyone else, like any other sort of main journalist. He was like, Arteta and Jorginho had a phone call with Havertz about potentially coming to Arsenal.
Wow.
And I was like, as an Arsenal fan, seeing a Chelsea player and Kai Havertz potentially coming to Arsenal, was like, this has to be false.
Yeah.
I posted it anywhere on my Twitter.
Yeah.
And then obviously from there, it was just a crazy transfer story where a Chelsea player moves to Arsenal for about 60 million, like absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind the form that Kai Havertz had, albeit he's doing great at Arsenal so far, but at the time he was an out of form player.
Yeah.
Me initially putting that story out was a little bit like touch and go, because a lot of people are like, what? This is like a weird story, like this can't be true.
Yeah.
And then it started being true and people were like, okay, this guy's credible.
Yeah.
And then a few other stories, like obviously the lineups is a prime example of how to build your credibility, because you put out a lineup and then 15 to 30 minutes later it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So like you're building your trust, you're proving that your connections are legit and like truthful.
Yeah, man, that's really
so I think the stories are quite interesting. I think so, like anything transfer related does really well on Twitter, like anything about a player moving or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I only try and post things that I have enough information on. So my Twitter recently, I haven't been as active because obviously Arsenal in this transfer window have not been active at all. So I won't post stuff just for the sake of it. I'll make sure that I'll triple check the information that I get.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that it's right, because if I put a story out and it's not true, like it's not good for me at all.
Yeah, that's super true. And has there been any circumstances where maybe a footballer has reached out to you and been like, oh, stop talking about me, or like some person has reached out to you about what you've posted?
I wouldn't say so. I think one of the lowest points in my whole football Twitter journalism was I got told a story that Man City were interested in Ben White and there was something there. Evidently, I was way off the mark.
Yeah.
And this guy in the past had been very reliable. And I don't know where he got this information from, but he told me, and I ran with the story, and I got like incredible amount of backlash, like ridiculous, like bro, like I'm talking like really like death threats, like crazy stuff, like in my DMs, like I hope someone in your family gets cancer, I hope you die, like
death threats.
Yeah, like get out your basement, get a real job, all this. And I was like, I just got told this, I'm just posting the stories that I get told by people close to me. And this was before I triple checked my information. So this guy was reliable in the past. I thought, okay, I'll take that information, I'll post it.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Anyway, the backlash was crazy. And that's the only story that I posted that was not true and that I messed up on. And I put my hands up to this day, and I completely admit that like that was like a complete mess up on my behalf or with that story. Like I should have triple checked it. But you know, it hurt my personality. I had to log out of Twitter for 2 days because I was like, these threats are like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't want to be reading these. Like, what is going on?
Wow.
And I took a break for a bit, and then that drive to like get back on the horse. I was like,
Yeah, like
can't let these haters like.
Yeah, drag me down.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like, it was quite demotivating, to be honest, because I put in so much hard work to build my credibility, and then had one story that didn't go well, and then I don't know. It's fine now. It's initially all around the bridge. It was about a year ago.
Yeah.
And, like, I built my credibility up since then. It was, as I said, it was only one story that.
Yeah.
And you learn from your mistakes, obviously.
Yeah.
Now I don't use that guy anymore for information.
Yeah.
I triple check the information I get. I maybe ask another journalist, hi, have you heard the same thing? And if they're like, Ollie, this is like way out of, this is not true at all, like you can't be posting that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah. Like Lorenzo, he's another great guy that I speak to a lot. Like if I run a story by him and he's like, Ollie, this is, it doesn't happen anymore, but at the start, I'd run it by him quite a lot, and he'd be like, Ollie, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should post that. It's just talk between the agents.
Yeah.
So I just wouldn't post it. But as we spoke about, it's just about your progression of like your learning on the job.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that system of triple checking is really important as well. But like, I know it was a wrong post, but it absolutely just like stuns me how social media can be so like
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic and like emotional. Because I've never been on Twitter, but I've heard Twitter is the worst of them all.
Yeah.
Like worse than TikTok, even and Instagram.
Yeah, it's incredibly toxic. It's an interesting place in terms of like there is quite a lot of toxic elements, but I think like maybe I've done it for like a year or so. You get like Teflon skin now. Like anything that someone, I don't even look at my comments, like because I know whatever I put out, I put my work in. I know it's true. I don't get it anymore because the stories are true. But like even if there was hate, I'd be like, just don't look at it. And I think that's the number one thing. Like anyone that's looking to go into like anything like that, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, just ignore the haters. Like literally, it is not worth it at all. Like just it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just like words on a piece of paper. It's just they say it on the screen, and they wouldn't say it to your face. Like it really isn't worth it at all.
Yeah. Hate is just toxic, man.
Yeah.
Talking about hate, I hate to tell you guys this, but we're gonna have to take a quick 20-minute break or 20-second break, and then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you subscribe, and we're gonna be right back.
This is not a myth anymore, guys. Global warming and climate change is right here, and it's not going anywhere for quite a long time. If you want to learn more on how to reduce your carbon footprint and how to adopt more eco-friendly practices into your lifestyle, then this is the blog for you. Make sure you follow this blog on Medium. It has tons and tons and tons of engaging blogs that will teach you and explore with you the different ways that you can make your life more sustainable, more eco-friendly, and more green. But also, if you're someone who's interested in finance, then don't go anywhere, because this same blog, guys, also focuses on exploring sustainable financial practices. So this is the perfect blend. Not only finance and the money and the assets and the financial industry, but you also have eco-friendliness, sustainability, and how to reduce your carbon footprint. These two go hand in hand, and if you are interested in such topics, then do me a favor, go to the Medium site right now. You can even download the app and follow the blog page. You can do that quickly. It doesn't take any time at all, but it's gonna have a massive impact on teaching you on how to improve your lifestyle and how to have a much more sustainable impact on the planet.
Welcome back, everyone, after the break to the Jerry exclusive podcast. We're still in the main segment of the podcast, so we have a lot of stuff to delve into. We've learned so much about Ollie, and I feel like there's even much more to learn. So, Ollie, I feel like obviously I met you last year, but we haven't spoken for a long time. Yeah. And I met you again like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. But I feel like you have such like a easygoing, chill personality and stuff like that.
Likewise.
And like, yeah, man, because like you said in uni, you don't meet too many toxic people, but I feel like you're just one of those people, like you have just a cool personality, you're chill, like there's really no toxicity at all. And
Cheers.
I guess like what I want to know is like, where does that come from? Like, what's your origin story? Like, what's your background? Like, was it like maybe you got influenced by your dad, your mom, or something like that?
I definitely say family. Like growing up, I had a great family. I think that's the main sort of influences. Have quite a large extended family. My cousins on my mum's side are quite like outgoing, like you like to joke around and things like that. So I'd have to be able to keep up as a kid with their jokes and take it and be able to like be cool with whatever they said. I definitely would say family and just having good values. I think you'll understand as well. Like, just being brought up right, just being respectful to people, like being intrigued in their interests, helping people out. I don't know. It's hard to explain how you sort of come to be who you are, because you feel like there is so many different influences. I guess just being like a decent person.
I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, just the people you go around, you know, not just your parents, but like your relatives as well. Like, you said,
I think like surround yourself with mates that like believe in you, like there for you, like trusting you, that you can like confide in as well. And like surround yourself with the people that you want to be with. I think that's really important.
I think that's so big, man. And like, what was your transition like from GCSE to A level and then to uni? Like, what was your thought process? Like, what subjects did you do? And like, how did you also go from like being so academic, like GCSE or A level, to like saying, you know what, I want to do my own thing in journalism. I want to start my own page and stuff like that.
Definitely. So I've quite an interesting story here. So I actually completed my A levels 2 years ago, so I'm a year older than the current cohort.
Oh, okay.
So I have like a very interesting story about why I had this sort of year out and a gap year. So at the end of my A levels, I didn't get the mark needed in my maths to come to any of the London unis. I came to Queen Mary and I really liked it, and I wanted to. It's probably one of my first choices actually. I really liked like the vibe of it. It was like quite an easy commute and things like that. Anyway, so I didn't get the mark. I didn't get the mark that I needed to do economics here, and I was absolutely devastated. Like, I was gutted. I bear in mind, like, I saw myself here, like in the London area. Like, I love London. Like, it's great. So I was quite down about it, to be honest with you. So I decided to take a year out and like re-teach myself A-level maths. I signed up to like something called Upbringing, which is like an online platform for maths. Just kept ticking over. I got myself a job. I worked in like an IT company for a year. I met some like really amazing people. So like really good friends. Like had a great time. Saved up a bit of money before coming to uni, which is huge, which is great. I think you learn a lot about yourself in that situation as well, because it was quite a low moment. Obviously, like I done really well with my A levels. I got 2 A stars, and obviously I messed up my maths. Like, it was just, I think I just had a bad day at the office, to be honest with you. And you know what maths is like, it's tough. Like, it's really difficult. So that results day was actually quite a tough hit for me, to be honest. Obviously, I still went out with my mates. We still celebrated, because it was great to see what my mates had done as well. But when I woke up the next morning, I was like, no idea, what do I do now? But I think we spoke about earlier, it's just so important to have really good friends and family around you, because they were just like, it doesn't matter, just do you, just take a year out, it's fine, read your maths and then go from there. Actually, funny enough, if I didn't take that year out, I don't think I would have started this journalism stuff, because I was in that year out, I had a lot more free time. Obviously, when you're working from, I don't know, 9 till 5. And you know what it's like with uni or school, you end up going to school, coming home, and then revising, or on the weekends, eating away time. Where at work, after 5 and on the weekends, you're done. So I had a lot more time to like connect and focus on my Arsenal page and things like that. So that's another thing I'd say to people, is just don't feel alone in like difficult moments. like definitely at that moment I felt very alone. Like I was the only person that had messed up and done badly. I didn't even do badly. This is the crazy thing. I think it's such a toxic thing to think in your own head.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important to be surrounded by like really great people that like pick you up and say like just take a year out, it's completely fine.
Yeah.
And just speak to a friend as well. Like if you ever felt down or anything, like it's so important. I think that was such an important thing to me. Just I spoke to like my immediate family, my cousins who were older than me, but had done a similar sort of thing before, went uni or whatever.
Yeah.
Just sat down with them and then spoke to my friends, and they were really supportive. So I think that's just so important. I think that'd be like I think that's the main thing that I live by. It's just that like determination, don't give up, and also just make sure you're surrounded by great people.
Yeah.
And like speak out if you're like ever feel down or anything like that. I think that's so important.
Yeah. I mean, that is so true what you said about like having like such a toxic sort of view on grades, because in A level or just like in the academic world in general, it's like, oh, you need to be A star. If it's not A star, you're a failure. If you don't go to sit form, you're a failure and stuff like that. But like, you know, there's so much more to sit form and things like that. And like, you can even branch out and study by yourself, like you did. You went on to Uplearn, you taught yourself the whole course again by yourself. That takes so much motivation, man. I don't think I know a single one who would do that. I mean, there was one guy, the founder of Physics Online, Physics Online, he taught himself the whole physics sort of syllabus from scratch. So like, apart from him and you,
amazing.
Yeah, literally outside of him and you, I don't think there's anyone who would do that, which tells a lot, because that's such a great sort of feat to undertake. And like, so it's such a low point, so like it's hard to find motivation as well. And like you said, you found motivation from your friends, your family, and things like that. And like, how was life after that? Was it like a case of, oh, I've missed out on a year of my life, or did you just carry on?
True. That's such a great question, and it's really great that we're touching upon this. I think a lot of people in that situation fear that they're going to get FOMO. Like, I think I feared that I'd miss out a year on my mates. So obviously, like, I'm 19 now, they're all 19, 20 as well. So like, they're going to potentially graduate a year before me and then get into a job. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because some people might take a year in industry. Like, I think it's so important. Like, your journey is completely different. Like, you're going to end up at different places. Like, you're going to take wrong turns. At the end of the day, as long as you know where you're going to go, like, it's okay. Like, your journey just doesn't have to be linear. I think as well, up until that point, my journey had been very linear. Like, did my GCSEs, did alright, went to sixth form, thought I'd do alright. So on that hurdle, I was like, oh, balls. Like, since then, I had quite a linear path. And then since then, that journey was like a snake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to figure out how to like work. Like, work is completely different from school. How to navigate like your work colleagues, bosses, hitting deadlines at work. It's completely different to homework deadlines, because homework deadlines, you speak to your teacher and go, can I have an extra?
Just give an excuse.
It's okay. If you miss your deadlines, if things go wrong, it goes wrong like badly, especially in IT. So
And like, what skills as well do you learn in IT? Was it more like a coding thing, or like we working more with hardware and things like that?
It was more hardware. So I was in the workshop. So we would get servers come in, we'd have to prep them, build PCs, put operating systems on it, make sure they were like ready before they went to the actual engineers that would then put like make sure it like be ready to go out to the customers. It was a great job. Like, I actually loved it. It was so good.
I think that's such an in-demand skill. Not just for PCs, like any electrical appliance, because a couple of years ago my PS4 had a problem with it, and it was such a minor problem. I was like, man, I wish I actually had the knowledge to just like open it up and fix it by myself, instead of going paying someone £90 to do it in like 5 minutes. So like, that's actually such a practical skill. You can always get a job, you can always get an opportunity from using that. I feel like skills like that, obviously there's different skills like public speaking and things like that are really good. But I don't think there's really a substitute for doing things with like your hands, with your body. Like I feel like that's a really fundamental level of having a skill. But before carry on, I have a quick little game. This is like a new game to the podcast. I just want to see, you know, how it goes. And also because you're like a football person, I feel like this will fit you a lot. Okay. So this game is brief. I created it from my mind. It's just called quick fire questions, right? And you have three options for each name. I'm gonna name a list of footballers. For each footballer's name, you can either sell, keep, or loan. Okay. And I got a list of 5 footballers. All right. So Mohamed El Neni.
Yeah.
Are you selling, keeping, or loaning him?
Oh my god. I think I'll keep him.
Keep him. Okay.
My thinking is, he's quite an old player. I don't think we get much to sell him, and there's no point any loaning him out.
Okay.
And I think he's good in the dressing room, so I'll keep him.
Okay. That's a great point. All right. Reece Nelson.
Keep. I'm a huge fan of Reece Nelson.
Yeah.
I think he's so underrated. I think coming through England Academy, I think him and Jadon Sancho were like on par.
Yeah.
And I think I just don't know how it happened with Reece Nelson in terms of his career. I just think it's stagnated a bit. But because I think Bukayo Saka's on that right wing as well, it's been hard for him to break through the same way Bukayo did. But I'm a huge fan of Reece Nelson, like keep 100%.
Yeah, he's cold. I remember once he scored like a last minute goal for Arsenal. Yeah. It was so good, man. Yeah.
Absolute scenes.
Yeah.
I was like hugging my dad. He's unreal.
Yeah, he's cold. He's cold. I can understand that. Marquinhos.
Oh, that's a really good one. I think I'd loan him out again. I think I'd loan him to a Premier League club. He's been loaned in the Championship and like abroad as well.
Yeah,
it hasn't really worked out. But I'd like to see how he performs in the Premier League. I think he's got potential.
Okay. Tomiyasu.
I'll keep. I love Tomiyasu. He's great.
Yeah, he's great. All right, last name. Fabio Vieira.
Oh, that's actually a very good one. You know what? I'd loan him out. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I'd loan him to a Premier League club. I fear that if he's on the bench too much, he's an absolutely amazing footballer. He's got so much potential. I feel like that potential needs to be used. I feel like if he goes on loan, he could be like really appreciated. He could be the main man in a Premier League team. That between keep and loan, it's like 50-50. It's so close because obviously there's positives to keeping him. He's so versatile. And loan, I think for his development, I'm thinking about his development. Alone, because he's not sitting on the bench so much, he could be really a star player.
I mean, I could definitely see where you're coming from. In the whole perspective of the season, though, what position do you guys think you're gonna come out? Like. Because I'm gonna play this clip back in June, and I'm gonna see how correct it was. I want to see how close it was.
Yeah, we're gonna win the league.
Okay.
I'm gonna back us.
Okay. I mean, you never know, it might happen, or maybe Manu might come up and do something. You never know.
Let's clip that one.
Yeah, we are gonna clip that as soon as the season finishes. I'm gonna be like, Ollie was right or was he wrong? Right? We'll see. But before carry on to the last segment of the podcast, we're gonna take a quick 20-second break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.
If you are someone who is particularly interested in spirituality, then this is for you. But if not, then that's perfectly fine. Keep watching the video. If you want to get and learn more about spirituality products, then I have a limited offer for you. This is an amazing way for you to afford cheap spirituality products, and all you have to do is follow these 3 steps. Firstly, you have to follow this account on Pinterest. Second, you have to click the link in the bio. Third, choose whatever spirituality product you want and you can buy it for a discounted price. Make sure you do this promptly because, like I said, this is a limited time offer.
This is the last segment of the podcast, guys. Thank you guys for sticking with it through the whole podcast. I hope you guys have learned a lot. I hope you've had a great time. If you have, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like before we carry on. So for the last segment of the podcast, Ollie, I just want to sort of get your thoughts on what's the one message you would want someone who's watching this to take away from this episode?
Yeah, definitely. I think probably a decent amount of people that might be tuning into this that have come through on Twitter would want to know, like, or maybe interested in like football journalism or whatever. I think I touched upon it earlier. Is just just be like, connect with people, use LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's an amazing tool, especially for like not just football journalism stuff, like in general for like finding jobs and people. I think as well, use your like own personal network as well. Like if you've got someone that is like a friend of a footballer, or just try and reach out to people. I think as well from a personal level, like some of the like challenges that like I might have faced in the past, I'd say like just like take a deep breath. If anything major happens, like take a deep breath and take like a step back from like everything and just think about the bigger picture. And just like make sure you're okay in yourself before you take your next step. And just don't take life too seriously. I think like I do it myself. Like you take everything too seriously. I think you just need to you just need to try and like take a step back and just think everything will be okay, and just go from there. I think that's like the main thing to take away from it personally. I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's big, man. I feel like you touched on some good stuff there, like not taking life too seriously. I feel like that's a big one. Yeah. You know, just don't be frowning all the time. Be serious about everything. Like, I think that's like a main one actually. And also you touched on something that I was thinking about when you said obviously reach out to a friend of a friend of a friend and stuff like that. That's obviously a great way to network. And I was wondering, like, is there any times where you feel like, or maybe I might be asking for too much, you know, I might be too much. This person might think I'm just using them. Like, how do you navigate those situations?
That's so difficult. That's a really great question. So like in the past when I was reaching out to people, it would be very sort of like frontward facing. Like it'd be very sort of like an essay, like, oh, hi, can we get in touch? We do an interview. These might be a few questions I would ask the player, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But and then after that, I spoke to like some other journalists, and they said it's just really important just to build a good like relationship and a good connection first, and then start chatting about opportunities. Yeah. So like maybe send an agent a message saying like, I'm a football journalist. It'll be really great to build a good connection with you. You've got some really great talents under your name. It's okay if we just keep in touch. Yeah. And they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then from there, you just maybe slowly just drop a few messages here and there saying like, oh, I saw your player play here. It was really great. I saw a story in the news. Yeah. Is this true? Like, how is he? Things like that. I think that's what I've learned the most, is that before, like, I'd be very sort of like a bit too straight to them. Like, I think like just focus on building a good relationship. I think that's better for both people as well, because you learn about them as well. Like you start to understand who they are as an agent. It's like each agent is so unique, and it's really great to understand who they are as a person. Like it's actually a lot better approach when you think about it. Like the first approach I was talking about, you might think is better initially because you're just getting straight to the point and it's a lot easier. But actually, the second approach, you learn so much more. And I think you gain a lot more. I think both parties gain a lot more. Yeah, for sure. It's more like a chill going. It's not like transactional all the time. It's like talking to your friend. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's like it's literally like you're trying to build an online relationship in a weird way with like your mate. Yeah. I say, for example, when I was meeting yourself or someone else, it would be weird if I was trying to speak to you like that. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, what on earth are you trying to do? Yeah. But if you first try and build a relationship and then you just go off onto tangents and like how I did with you, like we spoke about the YouTube thing, we really bonded over that, and like the social media stuff. Yeah. You just bond over things. Yeah. Like, do you see where I come from? It'd be weird if you done it the other way. So why would you do it when you're trying to reach out to people? Yeah. So I'd say as well, like people that are trying to find a job or trying to like reach really great people. Yeah. They're trying to like replicate what they do. It's just try and build a good relationship with them. Don't be like, oh hi, can you please like read this? Like I really love you. You're really great. Be like, can we build a good relationship? Like, can we just like have a good chat if you understand each other? Yeah. As again, that was from trial and error. Like I didn't pick that up straight away. Yeah. It was just like what works and what felt right eventually. But it's not easy. A lot of people say, no, I'm sorry, like we're not talking, or like, I'm not interested, which is completely, or people just don't even reply, which is completely fair enough. Like, I completely understand. So that's the main takeaways.
I mean, I think that's really big. Like, you know, just taking all the rejections and just moving on. You know, it's not that deep. You know, you're gonna find someone at the end of the day. But I think that's great advice about, you know, just for the people to build a connection first. You know, don't just be like, hey, I want this and this and this and this. Just actually get to know them, get to know what they want as well. You know,
the values, who they are, what they like, and like just being invested in them, because it's just so cool to learn like different things about different people, because there's so much you can learn from someone else. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to know, like, this is a big question. What's the biggest footballer that you've ever like come in touch with or like come close with? Like maybe you spoke to Ronaldo's sister or something.
Okay, that's such a good question. I'm not sure what I want to say.
You don't have to say it.
Because if I say it might be a bit too bait. Like, people that I've been in touch with, because I don't. Obviously, the people that I speak to are like, when I speak to them, I say like full confidentiality. Like anything you say to me is completely confidential. But obviously, like Premier League players, like agents of Premier League players, like top journalists. Like there's so many great people that I've been in touch with, but I feel like it wouldn't be fair for me to say like who they are, because we speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you see what I mean?
It's like a private moment.
But like I'm so blessed. Like I'm so grateful. That they even want to speak to me. Like it's just amazing. Like I'm so happy. That they would even want to chat. Like it's just. It's like, oh mate, it's like it's really cool.
Yeah, man, I fully understand that, man. I also want to know, because obviously yesterday I was scrolling on YouTube. I think I sent you a picture of the Mbappe being confirmed he's going to go to Real Madrid when his contract ends. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's actually going to happen?
Yeah, I think from a journalism point of view, and what I've seen and what I've heard, that's probably going to happen. There's some interesting things that are being said. Especially with like the PSG side and trying to tie Mbappe back and like the failed contract extensions and things like that. I think it's like his destiny. You know what I mean? It's his destiny to join Real. It'll be really interesting. Definitely this summer will be. So many clubs have got a lot of work to do. There'll be so many great big stories. It'll be a great window. Like it's going to be a top window. So I'm doing a lot of preparation. Trying to reach out to a lot of people before the window.
That would be big. I feel like that would break the internet. That would be like so big.
The announcement video.
Oh my god.
Mbappe, Real kit.
Literally following the footsteps of his idol Ronaldo. That would be so big.
Yeah, Mbappe, Bellingham, like Valverde, like some of these players in that Real.
Wow.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, they definitely have to win the Champions League. Like if he goes, they have to. Like there's no excuse at this point.
100%. I think as well. I think I'm Bellingham's #1 fan. I'm like a huge fanboy. I think he's great. Like he's a top player. I think them two playing together will be like, oh my days, it'll be such a joy to watch. Like, they're both amazing players, and them two in the same team. Oh my days,
for sure.
It'll be so good.
100%.
If it happens, I'm not saying it will happen. You never know. That's what I'm saying. Transfers, you never know. It's probable. It's quite highly likely.
That is true. But man, this has been a great podcast, guys. Really cool. Thank you guys for watching. This is actually our first.
Thanks for having me as well.
For sure.
I really enjoyed it. Like it's been great. I've learned so much. About the whole process of setting up the cameras and everything. The mics.
Yeah, we got mics now.
It's professional. It's really good. Like, it's great, and I've had a great time. So, like, thanks you so much as well. Like, it's been really good to chat. Like, I really enjoyed it. Man.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely been a great time as well for me. You know, thank you for giving up your time and stuff like that. We actually have a class right now, but you know, we're just kind of ignoring it a little bit because you know, this is a bit more important than the class. But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything that maybe I haven't asked you about that you want to mention?
We've spoken about loads. We've touched upon so many things. Now it's been really great to chat and good pod.
This is Ollie, guys. I'm gonna put all your links down in the description, so go check out all his pages, his Twitter page. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't know.
Go check out what other pages do you have?
Mainly Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn. LinkedIn would be great. Yeah.
Go check out all his pages, guys. You know, you're actually, thank you so much for making the time today. It was such a tiny time window.
Yeah,
it was like 4 to 5, but you made it, and we have a whole thing going on, different angles and stuff. This is my first time. This is your first time as well. So yeah, it's been pretty good, man. Yeah, it's been pretty good, man.
Really great guests that come on.
Yeah, man.
Lots of great people.
Thank you, man. Thank you. This has actually been so good.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was gonna turn out, but it turned out so good, man.
Sweet, man.
Yeah. And the lighting is really good as well. Oh man, I'm so happy. All right.